Hello, this is Wmpyr. I'm here to talk about the chainsaw and also double arm weaving. So first off, the chainsaw in its most basic format is just this. Okay, you're just making circles like this. And the important thing about the chainsaw is to make sure that you keep your arms separate from each other. The left arm stays on the left side, the right arm stays on the right side. It's not center line. That's what makes it different from Wing Chun and also the straight blast. We keep them separate. It's a similar kind of a type of technique because it's a continuous, circular movement. But the advantage of the chainsaw is that if you're holding weapons, this is a lot safer option than chain punch used in Wing Chun Kung Fu or the Jeet Kune Do straight blast. Both of those, in my opinion, seem to work better empty-handed, whereas to this one, the chainsaw seems to work better with weapons. Okay, so anyway, because my center is exposed and I'm unable to hit the center if I just do it like this, this is where the body shifting comes in. And if I include the body shifting, then boom, 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 you can see that I could still keep my right hand on the right side, left hand on the left side, and now I could still, I can hit something even if it's standing right at my center. Okay, so I need to use body shifting. And the other thing is, well, my center is available, it's vulnerable. So to protect that, I would have to use footwork like that. So connecting with the body shifting, I'm going to be using boom, boom. I'm going to be using my footwork as I do the chainsaw. Okay. That being said, those are ways to make up for that, make up for this just big old gap right here. That being said, it's still open, right? And that's where the more complex techniques such as the Heaven 4, Heaven 6, Heaven 8, Heaven and Earth, Redonda, all the variations of the double arm weaving come in. What's the main difference between double arm weaving and the chainsaw? Because the chainsaw also has variations. You could be going like this. You could, like I said, you put in your you could put in the technique that comes from the double arm swing, mixed with the body shifting and all that. And once again, I want to make sure I cite my sources. The body shifting, that vocabulary comes from Professor Brian Frank, and the double arm weaving that's just a lot of times it's an exercise that's taught in FMA, which for me, it goes beyond exercise. It's an actual combat technique. It's just a double arm swing going back and forth like this. But anyway, so what's the main difference? The main difference, and this is another thing that Professor Brian Frank wrote in his book, where he said that double arm weaving, and I'm trying to remember exactly how he said it, which I don't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines of, when you're talking about double arm weaving, something like the Heaven 6, it really comes down to open and close. It really boils down to those two movements, okay? So open and close, open and close. So we're opening and closing, whether you're doing Heaven 4, Heaven and Earth, Heaven 6, like I said, Heaven 8, reverse, any of the reverse versions, Earth 6, whatever, right? You're adding an open and close motion in there. Okay, so that's the main difference. Now, why would you do that? Well, if you cannot use this open and close motion to your advantage, then it's pointless. It's better you just do the chainsaw. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, just do the chainsaw. It's going to work out much better for you that way. But if you're able to utilize, like for me, this makes sense, is I'm doing boom, boom, chainsaw here, right? I'm going chainsaw on this person, boom, boom. And at some point, I feel like we're going to go to the clinch, then boom, right here. So I use this to protect and get into the clinch. I basically tackling the person. That's an excellent time to implement Heaven 4, Heaven 6, or any of the double arm waving, the double Sinawali, which is boom, right here. So I'm going from this here. You can see that's where the Heaven 6 or any of them come in. The moment I close, boom, now I have protection. So this is my armor going into the clinch. Now the other thing I said was open. So when you open, typically the way that it's taught is if you have a blade, you can cut. You're cutting them on the open. So normally, as I come in, you're cutting, but then right here, I could also cut on the retreating. So cut on the entry, but then cut on getting back out. So it gives you two cuts in a sense. So that's the advantage of opening. Now, if you don't have a blade, then really what we're talking about here is angling out in retreating. So maybe this person's a grappler and they're very comfortable grappling, and I don't want to be grappling this person, right? So then I weave, I can weave, so this is my close, right? So I close, and then now I have that forearm in, and I'm making space, and I'm backing out, right? So I could do it on both sides. Like if you do Heaven 6, it's you have a right side and a left side. If you do Heaven 4, it's going to be only on one side. But you could just get that one side down really, really good. But if you want to be more versatile, you want to have the ability to be able to do it on the right or the left, then I recommend Heaven 6 or something more along those lines. So anyway, you can now back off, and then you can go back to your chainsaw. So I hope that makes sense. That's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.